Hello, this is Serenity with Rosie. Learn to love yourself. And today I'm going to do your weekly energy update. I have already asked my spirit guides to be here, and you're welcome to ask yours if you would like. I've already cleansed the cards, and so we will get started. Where do I want to start today? I think we're going to pull some of the tarot cards first. It's been a bit windy here, and the weather is kind of crazy, kind of goes all over the place. Have it snowing one day and 50 degrees the next week. So it's interesting as this new world gets unfolded. That's too many. Today. Energy. Oh, all right. So we have the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Wands. I don't know if you could see those. So that is interesting. All right. Next, I'm going to pull a couple of these from the Elemental Empath deck. I hope all of you are doing well. We got depression. Let's see what else we got. What else do you have for us? Time. And rest. We got impression and rest. And we'll put them over here. Oh, such beautiful cards. I love this deck. So, all right. Now we'll pull one from the Herbal Astrology deck. All right. Do this. I hope everybody has been surviving. Energies have been a bit chaotic. Ooh. All right, just one today. And we got the St. John's Wort, Radiance. And then we'll get one of the gemstone ones. And as it seems that all the energies are super crazy and not knowing what exactly when you're faced with so many challenges, it can be really hard because you can get feeling, oh, Regent Diamond. But it's really important to stay grounded at this time because all the energies want you to feel crazy. And so that's, I think, part of, being standing and seeing things from different points of view. Oh, we got 2 from that one today. And we'll read those in a minute from the Spirit Oracle deck. And then let's see what the cosmos have for us. But I just want to remind all of you that you are so loved. And even though it feels hard right now and it feels confusing and like it's hard to tell what weighs up. All right, one of those. Then the biggest thing is to keep your energy calm and that's what it is. This is about, is learning to master your own mind, learning to be able to think outside of the box and see things from different perspectives rather than just getting angry or seeing things that seem scary. And it's just it's learning about how to more fully connect with yourself and digging deep and finding out what is for you, what is not for you, and able to understand and see things and listen to others, because we can't live this life alone. We need other people. And yes, sometimes it seems like they're the ones who are triggering us or being insensitive. But in the same sense, we're all here. We're all teachers. We're all students. We're all learning. There's no one that has it figured out. And I just want to caution you, anyone who does say they have it figured out, how do you know that's your truth? And so I think it's to me, it's exciting to get to learn yourself more fully and to be who you're always meant to be. And yes, that's scary because there's a lot of unknowns. But in the same sense, it's freeing in a way. As I put this down, the one on the bottom is intuition. So I'm going to just set that over here. Let's see. We're going to do a healing spirit one. And then I'll do your chakra cards, chakra tarot. But that's when it's the biggest thing is can anything ruin your peace? And you have to learn that to be able to master your own mind and your own thoughts, and you choose your own thoughts. And it's like scrolling on Facebook, and you're like, oh, I don't like that thought. And you go to the next. And it's not that, I mean, it's kind of like the same idea as when you have a trauma and you're pushing that away. But it's kind of, but if you've already faced it, you've already faced that pain, you've already faced that trauma, then it's a different kind of healing, because you've already faced that trauma. It doesn't trigger you anymore. If it does trigger you, then that's just saying that there's something that's hurt there that wants you to look at and heal, because your inner child is trying to understand what's going on in the world around you. And so it's just learning yourself, and that's what is becoming unshakable in you. And it doesn't matter what anyone around you says. It's like I'm telling my son constantly, and he gets really triggered by what people say, and it's all different because his one of his love languages that's pretty dominant is words of affirmation. And so he gets really triggered when people don't acknowledge him. And I tell him, okay, yes, I understand you need that. But in the same sense, you have to show up for yourself. If you don't show up for yourself, how do you expect anyone else to? Because you have to be true to yourself first. And that's a big thing. And we all have things we're working on. We all have things that we've had frustration and past, and even myself, I've had things coming up about how I didn't feel loved, I didn't feel needed, I didn't feel accepted. And some of those are pretty deep wounds. And I don't know how long they'll take to heal, but there's always healing to be done. And the thing is, and then to forgive. And it's not forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you, so you can be free. Because who wants to be bound by your own chains? It's not someone else that's hurting you, it's you. And once you realize this, then you can begin to heal. But it's like if you want to be, oh, woe is me, I feel so picked on, life is hard, everyone hates me, then you're going to be on that cross all the time thinking someone else is going to save you, and you're not going to face your own problems. We all have to face our own problems. No one is going to do it for you but you, and you have all the power to change your life. So that's what I want to say. Oh, and I just read this one. Courage arrives when you step over fear. That is so fitting. All right. Now I'm going to grab a couple chakra cards. All right. So we just got one today, and it is the 10 of Wands. And it is the solar plexus chakra, which is all about courage and confidence. So, all right. What am I feeling today? So, do you notice how this girl is looking far off in the distance and just almost like wishful? You know, she has the 3 wands, but she's looking off in the distance with her surfboard. And that, I don't know. I'm going to clarify this one. I feel like I should. Ah, okay. We had 2 that flipped. The Tower. We have the Tower and the 4 of Swords that are clarifying the 3 of Wands. So it's saying that even though, you know, she's looking off, she's not knowing. But you see this girl in a hermit pose. She's basically, it's not the hermit, but she's basically going inward and facing the trauma that she has. And then you have the Tower, which is unexpected changes from the universe. And some people are scared of the Tower. I'm more scared of being stuck in a repetitive cycle that's going over and over and over, because you want to be growing, you want to change. And that's, you know, it can be uncomfortable, yes, but it's about grounding. It's about, you know, maybe seeing a different perspective, because that's usually what the Tower is. It's seeing something differently than you did before. And ultimately, you're going to get your 10 of Cups. This is the path to do this. And so don't question. Don't wonder. I'm going to look this up a little bit. I want to see what the guidebook points out for the 3 of Wands, just because I just feel like that would be interesting. Let's see. Yeah, it's when you're waiting, you're understand, and you're finally, your energy is manifesting, but you're waiting for results. And so it's saying is, to get those results, it might hurt, there might be pain. Go inward, sort things out in your mind, and do that healing, because that's how you're ultimately going to get the 10 of Cups. And this rest, slow down. And so it's interesting how we have the slow down here, follow your intuition, and then impression. And so, and then being radiant, and then learning and getting the courage that you need to help yourself. And sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. I don't know. Everybody has different things that they deal with. But a lot of people don't think I've struggled with confidence. But it was a struggle a lot as when I was younger. But then you realize that, I don't know, you kind of just fake it till you make it and keep doing the best you can do. Because really, truly, I guess, and maybe that's what I was born with. I always knew that regardless of the people who yelled at us, regardless of the people who called me names, regardless of the disagreements I had with people, we always had a saying when I was growing up: sticks and stones may break your words, or break your bones. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. And so, and maybe I know that stuck with me a lot as a child. And where other people, regardless of what they said, regardless of what they didn't change who I was at my core. They didn't change. It didn't matter what they said or what they thought. It didn't change who you are deep down. And that's finding your own confidence, is because deep down, you know who you are. Deep down, you are not all the scared things that you think. And when your mind tries attacking you and saying you're not good enough, it's reading those affirmations. I am beautiful. I am amazing. I can do this. And you're reminding yourself that you are a diamond. You are a diamond, even if you haven't seen it yet. You are. Everyone is. Everyone has the potential to be great and to see things and grow. We all do. And there's not just anyone. And so the biggest thing I'm seeing here is, it's about courage. It's about going inside and figuring out what you need to do. Because I know things can be confusing, things can be scary, but you have to just do the best you can in that moment. And no one knows the choices but you. You are the only one who knows the choices to make in this moment, because no one else is living your life. No one can truly understand but you. And so you have to be that one to give yourself love, to show yourself love and understanding. And so I'm going to read this. This is the first one that came out. And it says, trust yourself more. Know that you are in the right place at the right time. Opportunities will present themselves to you when they are meant to, all in divine timing. Get excited about the future again instead of fearing it. And I think that this is even, I would take the reading, because I need reminded as much as anyone that I need to step into my own power. I need to remind myself of all the many things that I have. And then here's the second one. Don't allow negative emotions to fester. If you are feeling frustrated, angry, or hurt, for example, just acknowledge that. Instead of fighting your feelings, go with them and work with them. Then true healing can begin. And that ties into what I was telling you about is instead of if it triggers you, there's a reason. There's a reason. You're just like you're part of your soul because there's so many parts of us, not just this outward vessel. We have so many parts to us. You know, your inner child, your emotions, your feelings, your ego, and all of it. And there's not one that is invalid or not useful. They all are useful. They all have a purpose. But it's about balance. And you should be the one calling the shots because it's your life and what you think and what you believe and how you feel is what creates your reality. And so acknowledge the hurt, acknowledge the pain. Like, you know what? That really hurt me. I really was frustrated, and it might take time. It isn't, healing is not an flip the switch and you're good. It takes time. I mean, I've been really, I think I kind of have for a while, even before now, just learning different things, but intensely since my stroke. And that's been 5 years. I've been learning myself that parts of me that I didn't even really realize or ever give a voice to. So you need to give yourself a voice. You need to express how you feel and face those emotions because that is how you are going to heal, is to face the emotions. Instead of running away from the monster, you have to turn around. If you haven't watched Korra, The Last Airbender, I suggest you do. At least for sure watch season 4, where herself was chasing her because it had unhealed trauma, unhealed hurt and pain. And that's the only reason they're triggers, is because they're coming up to say, hey, I need some help. I need some understanding. I need to clarify this and what happened because I don't understand right now. Our inner child, you have to learn to love and protect that little inner child because even if no one was there to protect you when you were little, you have to be the one to protect that little child and not let anything happen to it. And that's why boundaries are so important because people don't treat you. People treat you how you let them treat you. They're not just going to know how to treat you and treat you how you deserve. Because we always try to bend the rules, try to do things. And until you get to that point where you treat others how you want to be treated, some people don't know that. Some people didn't experience that lesson. They don't understand. Therefore, you have to have boundaries so that other people know how they have to treat you because you respect yourself. And it's not that you're better. It's just you have to understand what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not. I mean, boundaries are easy to set, but they're hard to maintain. And so you have to learn to value yourself. All right, now, yep, here's the cosmos. And they said, let your feelings out, all of them, even the ones that scare you. And so, they have these rooms that you can go in and just break stuff. Or you can go, I've asked different people, how do you vent if you need? And they said, oh, you go somewhere far away where no one can hear and you just scream. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Everyone. And then I have a son. When he's a bit frustrated, and I'm like, do you want to talk? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, is there anything I could do for you? And he's like, no. And he gets a hammer and he goes outside and he breaks rocks. And you know what? Everyone has what they feel they need to do. And we all have moments of frustration and anger. And you had to find what's right for you to express yourself so that you feel seen and heard. But, some people get in this toxic thing that they think if other people don't see them or acknowledge them, then they're just not seen and heard. But the thing is if you don't do that for yourself, how can you blame anyone else? If you're not even willing to try for yourself, how can you blame someone else? That's why you have to be true to yourself. Because if you're constantly pouring love into yourself, you won't feel not loved. And I know this seems harsh, but we're a new energy. We've felt sorry for ourselves long enough. Time to rip off the Band-Aid and do something about it if you're feeling called to. I mean, everyone has free agency. I can't make your choices for you. But if you're wanting change, you're wanting growth, you're wanting expansion, you have to take the steps to get to that expansion. And it's, if you built a house on a crumbling foundation, and how well is that house going to stand if the concrete has cracks clear down to the basement? You got to build on a firm foundation. And that's why you have to go to the core of the problem. And I'm spoiled. My daughter and I and I have other friends, and we will trying to figure out different things, and we'll be chasing the rabbit down the hole, as we say it, as where you say, well, this bugs me. Well, why does that bug you? Well, because it makes me feel this way. Well, why does that make you feel that way? And it's just a new way of communication where we can understand. And instead of saying, you're so rude, you're triggering me, go to somebody who you trust, somebody who you can understand, who you feel understood by. And you can have this conversation and trace some of these things back to their course so that you can actually understand what's actually happening. Because a lot of us only see what is, it's like our eyes perceive the earthly realm around us, and what our reality creates. Our thoughts and feelings create this reality. So that's how we perceive the world. But as we learn, as we get different ideas, our perspectives broaden, they expand, and we begin to see things like, oh, well, maybe that's why he said that. He's actually feeling bad about himself. And it wasn't about me at all. But I took it as a personal attack that he was angry at me or something. And so you have to reframe. This is the last one, and it's the message from the universe. In relationships, the biggest thing you must look for is consistency. Every time you forgive someone who is not being consistent with you, you are giving them permission to hurt you again. I'm going to read that again. Every time you forgive someone who is not being consistent with you, you are giving them permission to hurt you again. You deserve better. You do. You deserve better. And that's why you can forgive them. But when you have boundaries, you put those boundaries up, because if they're not consistent, then you're like, you've shown me who you are. I know who you are, and I deserve better. And so I want you to go through and ask yourself this week. I want you to ask yourself, when something happens, ask yourself, do I deserve this? Do I deserve this? So that's a lot. And I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you for spending this time with me. And all of you keep shining.